sent 12 teams of the National Disaster Response Forces to the coastal areas of Gujarat.
Pope Francis has left hospital after recovering from an abdominal surgery that was performed last week. The surgeon who operated on the 86-year-old says he's now better than before. Giles Gibson reports from Rome.
A crowd of well-wishers and reporters was waiting for Pope Francis when he was wheeled out of hospital here in Rome. This is the second time this year that he's had an extended stay in hospital after receiving treatment for bronchitis in the spring. That's led to concerns that his overall health could be declining, but the 86-year-old is set to travel to Portugal and Mongolia in August after continuing his recovery from surgery.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks. Today, remembering the British actress and politician Glenda Jackson, whose death was announced on Thursday at the age of 87. In an acting career that lasted 6 decades, she won 2 Oscars, 3 Emmys, 2 BAFTAs and a Tony Award, honoured for films including Women in Love, A Touch of Class and Queen Elizabeth I in the BBC's Elizabeth R. In her 50s, she turned to politics, becoming a firebrand parliamentarian for Britain's Labour Party. She returned to the stage at the age of 80, and in an appearance last year at the British Film Institute, was asked if she worried that opportunities for women in acting and politics were slipping backwards.
I never really noticed it going forward, but I'm... But I say that more as a female than as a working class female, I have to say. And we're still looking at a situation where contemporary dramatists find women boring. I mean, they are rarely, if ever, the central driving engine of what the writer has decided to explore. And I find that utterly bewildering. Well, I don't find it bewildering, I just bitch about it a lot.
Glenda Jackson recently completed a new film alongside Michael Caine. On Thursday, he described her as one of our greatest movie actresses. With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks.
To recap the top stories, Ukraine says it successfully shot down a number of Russian missiles aimed at Kyiv. The attack came as 7 African leaders are in the city on a peace mission. Gale force winds and heavy rains are lashing coastal parts of northwest India and southern Pakistan after Cyclone Biparjoy made landfall. And Pope Francis has left hospital after recovering from an abdominal surgery that was performed last week. That's the latest feature story news. John Beaver reporting.
Don't forget, you can listen online too at kchw.org.
Good morning, it's the KCHW Morning Show with Chuck, Ritchie, Scott Allen, and later on we're going to have Susanne Griepp on to tell us about the Tasty program. How you doing this morning, Scott?
I'm doing great, Chuck. Looking good and ready to go for a Friday and right into the weekend. Excited about that.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one.
All right, let's take a look at that weather as we get started this morning and see what you're in for this weekend. Nice day today, 80 degrees, mix of clouds and sun, followed by some cloudy skies this afternoon and light winds up to 10 miles per hour. Cloudy skies early tonight, then partly cloudy after midnight, down to 57. For your Saturday, partly cloudy, 76 and 49. A cool Sunday in store for you with a 25% chance of rain, 63 and 41. And through next Wednesday, temperatures in the mid-60s with cloudy skies and periods of rain. So you got a couple nice days today and tomorrow, and then look for it to cool off.
Well,
Big time.
I'm looking forward to getting my sweaters back out.
I got something for you about sweaters in just a minute, okay? That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
All right, looking at the summer breakfast program, which Chuck mentioned that we're going to find out more about. They call it Tasty, and Suzanne's going to be in today to tell us about that. They're having a variety of muffins this morning, fruit juice, and their choice of milk. And then they get a sack lunch if your kids are signed up for this. And today that is going to be flatbread and marinara sauce, carrots, fresh fruit, string cheese, sunflower seeds, and their choice of milk. milk again. So there you go. That's the summer breakfast program. We'll find out more about that later today. And thank you, Chuck, for getting her to come in and talk to us this morning. Get that news out there.
Yeah, no problem. I'm a big supporter of the program. I think it's needed and it's a cool thing that they're doing.
All right.
I was gonna talk about something that I think Susanne will talk about later, so I will shut up.
We'll just leave it.
Right. It was news about their program, but I will let Susanne tell everybody.
Okay. I have your horoscope for you today, Chuck. It's not looking very good.
Oh, no.
All right. So today you'll find yourself facing a difficult decision whether to buy a summer sweater or shine your bowling ball.
Oh, summer sweater every time.
Okay.
Every time.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Okay. All right. If you're not, though, your lucky color polka dot will guide you through this existential crisis you're going to have. Just remember, when in doubt, always blame it on the influence of Pluto. There you go.
Well, that's
I should have some music for that, shouldn't I?
I was thinking always blame it on the dog, so Pluto, I guess, counts.
All right. Since your horoscope is so bad, I pulled you the misfortune cookie.
Oh.
Okay. This year, your snack-related decision-making skills are going to reach an all-time high. It says you'll be able to choose the perfect chip-to-chip ratio with unparalleled precision, and your popcorn popping instincts will be uncanny.
Wow.
So that's on the positive side for you.
Yeah,
today.
I'm bad with the chip and cracker ratio. Terrible. Terrible. Same with mashed potato ratio. You know.
What do you have? Too much cracker or too much cheese, Chuck?
You know, it's always one or the other, and then the problem is though you get more to try to make up for it, and then you get more of the one thing. So then you have to go back, and then you end up in this never ending eating cycle.
I picture you as the dude with too much cheese, though.
Most of the time, yeah. Is there a thing?
That is the thing.
Is too much cheese? No.
Too much cheese.
That's not even possible.
It's good. It's the backside. Yeah.
That's what supplements are for.
Yes. All right. I saw this one and I thought of you because I bet you have something pretty cool. All right. And we'll post this on Facebook and look back. If you're listening, it's okay to post. Just saying.
Please
all
do.
All right. Especially to when we ask a question like, what's the oldest thing you own, Chuck?
The oldest thing I own?
And you cannot say significant other.
No, I don't know if it's the absolute oldest, but it's kind of the coolest. I have a thermophore, which is it's a wet heating blanket from the, now of course I can't remember it. The Battle Creek Sanitarium in Battle Creek, Michigan, the one that the Kellogg family started that killed a bunch of people. Yeah, they made the movie about it with, there was a comedy they made about it. But yeah, I've got it's an electric plug-in antique blanket that you soak in water and then plug it into the wall and wrap it around yourself with bare wire.
That does not sound safe at all.
That's why a bunch of people died there.
He's glowing.
I have not used it, but it is in a very fancy leather case. And yeah.
Order right now. Chuck's new wet heating blanket, only $19.95.
Well, we're related to the Kellogg's, so they're actually family on my mom's side. And one of my great uncles died at that establishment, the Battle Creek Sanitarium, and he was one of the Kellogg's, and he actually was killed there. And there was a thing in the movie they actually showed somebody that died that way. He was in one of the sitz baths where you sit in the bath and they electrify the water to stimulate your nether regions to.
That was the movie, The Road to Wellness, isn't it?
Yes, The Road to Wellness. That was the movie. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And you're related to that.
Yeah. The Kellogg's. Yeah. They're in my. I don't get any of that Kellogg money, though.
You don't get any Kellogg money. I'm trying to find a sound. I actually have my favorite sound effect from that movie. Okay. I'm trying to spell yogurt. Oh, all right. I've got it. You want to hear it?
Sure.
All right. So this is from the Kellogg. Did you call it a sanatorium?
Sanitarium. Yeah.
Sanitarium.
Yeah.
Sanatorium. Something different. All right. All right. Here is a clip from The Road to Wellness and the Kellogg's.
Take Mr. Lightbody immediately to the yogurt room and give him 15 gallons.
Oh, no. I can't eat 15 gallons of yogurt.
Oh, it's not going in that end, Mr. Lightbody.
Oh. Oh.
That was a pretty great movie, though.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
All right. It's the oldest thing I own besides myself. I got when my mom passed away a few months ago, I got a late 1800s gold coin.
Cool.
Which was very cool. And then being in Maine here, I have picked up it's like a repurposed hutch that was turned into end tables.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got one of those, and it is from the early 1800s. And then I have like a half-size trunk, not like one of the big like old-time trunks you would find from the turn of the century.
Right.
And that one is actually from the late 1800s. This trunk, it's like a mini trunk. It'd be like I don't know, your carry-on item.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit bigger than that. I mean, you couldn't carry it on a plane today; it would be too big. The thing that's kind of cool about them, since they're so old, the wood is so dried out. It is extreme. They're extremely light. Like this end table, it's pretty big, and you'd expect it to be heavy when you pick it up, and it's like a feather. And the same way from the trunk. And I don't know. I enjoy that.
That's cool, just because it's so old and dried out.
Exactly.
I like that. That's cool.
Mm. All right, we had a few other things this morning. If you turn to that cheat sheet I got you.
Cheat sheet.
And here comes Chuck Ritchie. I like this one. Be quiet, Marion. I can hear you out there.
Keep talking, Marion. We love you.
Yeah, laughing at my faux pas. All right, Chat GPT. That is the AI that you can sign up for and talk to.
Mm-hmm.
And you have some questions that would be perfect to ask a chat AI on a Friday.
I do. The first one is, can you help me write a love letter to a tree? I actually like that one. I'm going to do that one later.
All right.
If I could shrink myself down to the size of a pencil eraser, how many ants do you think I could take on in a fight?
Probably, I'd guess not even one.
Yeah, I was going to say, since that would essentially be the size of a deer compared to you, I don't think you'd stand a chance.
No.
Maybe a medium-sized dog. I think that ant would take you in a heartbeat. What would happen if we all turned into vegetables? Haven't we already? For the most part.
What if they said there'd be no difference?
Right? Your society would improve. I have a phobia of spaghetti. What can I do to overcome it? That'll probably be some sort of immersive therapy. Is it possible for a human to outrun a cheetah if they were on a treadmill going the same speed?
Ooh. I got to think about that one. Of course. No, it wouldn't be, because you're going the same you're going the same speed.
Are you both on the same treadmill, or are you on treadmills next to each other going the same speed?
You're confusing me now, Chuck.
Because I don't think you'd be able to move your legs as fast as the cheetah can. And I think the cheetah on the treadmill would still catch up to you. Yeah, I don't know. Right. Can you help me find a unicorn? Yes, please. Is it possible to train a hamster to play the guitar? I know from experience, no. What are some effective ways to convince my partner to let me adopt a pet sloth? If we find the answer to that, I would like to know. I'm having dreams about being a tomato. Is this normal?
So should we find out what it would say back to you? At least on the tree. I have an account. I just logged in.
Yes.
Let's see what AI will tell you how to write a love letter to a tree.
Okay.
All right. Of course, I'd be happy to help you write a love letter to a tree. Here's a heartfelt example. All right. This is from an AI. Mm-hmm. My dearest tree, as I sit beneath your comforting branches, I'm filled with an overwhelming sense of admiration and love for you. You're not merely a tree to me, but a magnificent being that stands tall and proud, offering shelter and solace to all who seek it. With each passing season, I've witnessed your graceful transformation from tender blossoms to spring to the vibrant foliage of summer and the breathtaking hues of autumn. Your beauty knows no bounds, captivating my heart and reminding me of the wonders of nature. This is exactly what I told Marion last night.
Aw. You're such a romantic, Scott.
Your roots, firmly planted in the earth, symbolize strength and resilience. They anchor you to the world, providing sustenance and support, just as you've anchored yourself deep within my soul. Marion,
Wait, you sent me that
Your
text
unwavering
last night.
presence in my life has brought me peace and stability, like the steady embrace of a loved one. The whispers of the wind as it dances through your branches create a symphony that resonates with my spirit. It is as if your leaves or nature can convey. In your quiet companionship, I find solace and a connection to something greater than myself. Wow. It goes on and on and on. In the last paragraph, with this letter, I offer my heartfelt thanks for the countless gifts you have bestowed upon me. Your beauty, strength, and wisdom have touched my life in ways words cannot fully capture, Marion. Know that you will forever hold a special place in my heart, and that my love for you will endure, much like the eternal bond between the tree and the earth. Yours eternally, Chuck Ritchie.
Oh, I wrote that to Marion?
Yeah, and I'm awful upset about it.
Wow. See, you texted that to me last night. I thought...
Oh, that's the funny part is I have sent a few texts to Marion that went to Chuck instead.
You have.
And then he comes back and goes, so what time's dinner?
Yeah. Where we going, Scott?
All right. That was a pretty in-depth letter written quickly. That's actually, I mean, as soon as I copied and pasted it in there, it came right up. Any other simple questions?
I really got to know the answer to the cheetah question, though.
Okay. I can go back and this might be kind of time consuming here.
Oh, maybe not.
The cheetah question. Okay, let me see. I can get it. I look kind of like the sloth, or can you help me find a unicorn?
Well, actually, I think the most effective way to convince my partner to let me adopt a sloth is say, "Hey, Laura, can we adopt a sloth?" and if there was one available for adoption, she would probably say yes.
All right. So the question we're going to pose to the AI, is it possible for a human to outrun a cheetah if they were on a treadmill going the same speed? Let's see what this does to the chat GPT artificial intelligence, which is probably way more smarter than me and Chuck.
I'm going with no. You
All right.
can't outrun a cheetah no matter what.
And you would be right. It's quite in depth here. No, it's not possible for a human to outrun a cheetah, even if they were on a treadmill going the same speed. Cheetahs are the fastest land animal and can reach speeds up to 60 to 70 miles per hour in short bursts. Their bodies are specifically adapted for high-speed chases with long legs, a flexible spine, and powerful muscles, unlike you, Chuck.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
It says, on the other hand, humans are not built for speed in the same way. All right. Even on a treadmill where the speed is controlled, it's highly unlikely that a human can match the cheetah's speed. Cheetah's autonomy and biomechanics give it a significant advantage in terms of acceleration and top speed. So pretty in-depth. Now, so how about something really, really dumb, like the one about the unicorn?
Right. Okay.
So can you help me find a unicorn? You know, this is why I did this on a Friday, because this is the perfect way to spend your day at work.
Exactly.
Just saying.
That's what I'm doing right now.
All right. Can you help me find a unicorn, Mr. AI? Let's see. I bet you it's going to go into some long, drawn-out thing about, how they're folklore. Yes,
can there be
I'm
a poem?
sorry, but unicorns are mythical creatures and do not exist in the real world. They are often depicted as horse-like creatures with a single horn on their forehead. Throughout history, unicorns have been described in various folklore legends, but they are not actual animals that can be found or encountered. Sorry, Chuck.
I disagree.
It says, just remember that unicorns exist in the realm of imagination and fantasy rather than the physical world.
When my daughter was young, when she was very little, she firmly believed and would argue with you like until she was red in the face that her stuffed unicorns are real and they come to life when you're not looking, and that is where unicorns live, inside their toys.
What if we asked it who is smarter? I got to do this one-handed. Because I didn't spell smarter right. I put a Y in there. He says, this is what it said. I'm sorry. I'm not familiar with the term smarter. SMRT. I am so smart. I mean, SMART. Right. I was going to say, it's probably not going to know this. We'll try Chuck or Scott. All right. See what happens.
Okay.
All right. Who do you think?
I'm gonna go with it's gonna say it is smarter than both of us.
I don't have a knowledge of these two people, so I cannot compare their intelligence directly. All right. No luck there,
No
Chuck.
luck there,
we'll have
no.
to keep arguing amongst ourselves.
Maybe
All
just
right,
feed
go
our
ahead.
audio into it, and then by the end of the show, it can tell us.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
No.
All right, a couple quick jokes. We'll see who can outdo each other. I'm
Okay.
going first, Chuck. Woman calls her doctor and says in panic, "Doctor, my child has swallowed a magnet." Doctor says, "Don't panic. The magnet should pass through his system soon." Mom says, "How will I be sure?" And the doctor tells her, "Stick him on the fridge. When he falls off, you'll know."
But
All right, you beat that, Chuck.
A kindergarten teacher handed out a coloring page to her class. On it was a picture of a duck holding an umbrella. The teacher told her class to color the duck in yellow and the umbrella green. But Justin, the class rebel, colored the duck in bright fire truck red. After seeing this, the teacher asked, "Justin, how many times have you seen a red duck?" Justin replied, "The same number of times I've seen a duck holding an umbrella."
I like that one better.
I like that one.
All right, some things you didn't know yesterday. Irish food company Tato once sold a limited edition cheese and onion flavored chocolate bar.
Pass.
It was
thank
called
you.
the What Did I Just Eat?
Ew, that sounds so gross.
Car deer collisions kill an average of 130 Americans a year. I thought it'd been a lot higher.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be careful, Alan.
Well, these are kind of grim, by the way, things you didn't know yesterday.
Right.
While people do die from drowning, falls, and animal attacks at national parks, top reason for a death at a national park? Heart attack. Probably from all the hiking. That's
Right.
why I say, don't hike.
Yeah, just stay in the car with the air conditioner on.
I get out, I look around, I get back in.
And that's where your snacks are. They're in the car. So why would
That's
I?
right.
Why would I get out?
First woman directed film to make over $100 million at the box office was in 1988. Can you tell me the director and the movie, Chuck?
That movie was the infamous or immortal, I guess, classic, Big, starring Tom Hanks, directed by Penny
right.
Marshall. Yeah.
Who directed it?
Penny Marshall.
Well, that's right.
Penny Marshall. That's still, that movie is right in here. I love that movie. It hits me in my feels, man.
Grape nut cereal once advertised as a way to help with sobriety. Because if you have to eat grape nuts after every time you drink, you'll never drink again.
That's true.
Average person spends about 6 months of their life sitting at red lights.
I spent
Not
that
in
this
Chihuahua,
morning.
though. If you've lived in Chihuahua your whole life, 1 minute.
You know, I rode my bike to work this morning, and I don't think I was enough size or heft to trigger the light. I had to, I'm not going to say what I did, but the light would not turn green, ever. I was there for like 10 minutes, and the light just kept staying red, and all the traffic was going, and eventually
You have to press the button, Chuck.
No.
You're on a bike.
Yeah, but you know, you don't use the crosswalk. You use the same street that cars use when you're on a bike. You're not supposed to use the crosswalk.
No, no, Chuck, you're wrong.
Am I wrong?
When you get to a crosswalk, you're supposed to get off and walk your bike across.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, do what I tell you.
Go ahead and run. Run home and cry to mama.
Uh-huh.
I knew that. I was just testing your knowledge of the rules, Scott.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Now I'm waiting for the cops to call in and tell us we're both wrong. All right. Average person. Oh, I did that one. Hey, get this one. There are 190 impact craters on the Earth. 190 craters.
It's the 191st one that I worry about.
Me too. Could be close to your house.
Right.
And my last one, things you didn't know yesterday. Picking your nose too hard can rupture your nasal membrane and cause a blood clot to form in your brain.
Wow.
Yeah. So keep your finger out of there.
Or be gentle.
Or if you have to, be gentle.
Right.
All right. Wow. I'm not going to say that. Here we go, though. I did make a nose-picking montage. Stand by.
The doctor said I wouldn't have so many nosebleeds if I kept my finger out of there.
Wait a minute. I got you. You could play with your magic nose goblin.
What good is mining nose gold if I can't share it with the townspeople?
Even got Bewitched in there, do you not?
Here's a classic joke for you. How do you break Scott Allen's finger?
Punch him in the
Punch
nose?
him in the nose. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Shut up, Wesley.
I deserve that one.
Yeah, that's all right. At least it wasn't another short joke.
Right. I do have.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I want to hear it. Go. Bring it on.
I've got some pointless jobs here.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a lot of them, but these are a few.
Station manager, KCHW.
Oh.
Just kidding.
You had the job longer.
I did hand it off to you, though.
Right, that's true. So I guess that makes you the smart one.
Yes.
Yeah. So my friend has a job walking around a building making sure it isn't on fire. Wow. It's an old building, and it's no longer up to fire code. So until the building gets renovated in 2 to 3 years, people have to walk the halls and make sure it isn't on fire. Okay.
Well, I want to, a minimum wage job in Washington doing that. That'd be awesome.
I bet that's probably one of those that sounds really great, but after like a week, you would be so bored at your job.
Yep, no fires. Maybe I'll start one.
I mean, can you imagine a job where you'd just be sitting there looking at the clock more, just waiting for the day to end? Yeah. The next one is I stood underneath a conveyor belt dropping gravel out of a rock crusher, and I picked out chunks of odd-colored rock for 10 hours a day without a break.
Wow.
Wasn't that Fred Flintstone? Isn't that what he did?
Yeah, exactly.
At least he had dinosaurs to help.
Wow, Chuck.
The next, or at least to keep him company. The next one, I'm an aviation meteorologist at a location without planes.
What?
Why did they hire an aviation meteorologist if they don't have planes?
We've decided we don't need you anymore. We'll call if we get some planes.
Yeah. We're just going to keep you on the payroll.
Yes.
But we're not going to pay you. Just keep you on the payroll. I once worked a job where I would receive forms that were scanned into a machine that put them into some software. But since the scanner wasn't perfect, I would have to manually type the mistakes into the machine. It was actually faster to not look for mistakes and just retype the entire form. We would then shred the forms. I was like the backup to a machine who wasn't very good at its job.
Oh, ow. Wow. In about 10 years, all humans will say that.
It's my only job.
Yeah. Somehow the AI has me doing all the work.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it is summertime. That means maybe a wedding to attend in your future. Any wedding invites hanging out there for you, Chuck?
No. I don't get a lot of wedding invites, weirdly enough.
Huh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Rarely.
I'll tell you why later.
Yeah, probably.
Average wedding guest will spend $650 on attending someone's big day. That's when you factor in new clothes, cost of travel, and of course the gift. That's average, since some don't travel and can wear the same suit or dress they wore to the last wedding, and some guests have to spend thousands to watch the happy couple exchange vows and cut a cake. Some guests should be charged with admission, though, because they're so demanding. And here is some horrible wedding guest requests. All right, first one. When I was asked one friend to be a bridesmaid, she demanded 3 things: change the date, change the location, and give her 31 days to pray about whether she would be a bridesmaid or go to the concert she had tickets for.
Oh, what was the concert?
Yeah. Sorry, Def Leppard, got to go to the concert.
I'd go to the wedding for that one.
I'm stuck in the 80s.
Sorry, Def Leppard.
One guest wanted a bowl of kibble and water for their puppy.
Oh, I don't think that's unreasonable. That's not unreasonable.
Although a puppy might be a great wedding gift.
Right. I mean, bring your own food though. Don't make the. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. They asked if we could serve ice cream cake instead of wedding cake.
You're going to eat our cake and you're going to like it. Shut up and sit down.
This girl asked to invite as many eligible men as they could because it's hard to meet people.
I mean, it's fair.
Yeah. Could you set me by the bridesmaids table? One of the wedding guests asked if we could move up our wedding by 3 months so she could attend. It was at that point we decided to cut the guest list by half.
Guess which half they ended up on.
Let's see. We were getting married by a lake and had guests asked if they could wear swimsuits and swim in the lake during the wedding. Just get married in the lake.
Okay.
Maid of honor asked if she could pay the photographer extra money to stay and take pictures of her and her sister after the wedding. That's kind of odd.
Okay.
All right. The guests wanted to bring more guests, people that we didn't even know. One guy went to his job and told everyone there, and we were getting calls and emails from strangers requesting to come. Must have been a cool wedding or something.
Right? Gosh.
Yeah. Bouncy house, water slide.
We had a hard enough time getting our own guests to come, let alone new people.
And the last one was, I invited a guest who I had gone to school with, and she asked what colors the wedding party was wearing so that she could match.
Oh,
it's kind of a little creepy.
I once later at my wedding, later on at the end of the night, after dinner and after, at the after party, I guess we'd call it, my best man started screaming around the campfire, "You guys are making this night all about you." Yes. Yes, my friend. It is
Give that guy a microphone.
Right. It was much later in the evening.
All right. After the indictment of President Trump this week, as we move on to news stories, this one popped up yesterday. Food for everybody at a Miami restaurant. There's a Cuban restaurant in Miami that Trump asked his followers to go to, and they did. He showed up for about 10 minutes, told everybody he was going to buy their food, and then walked out the door and went to McDonald's without buying anyone's food.
Wait, Trump did that?
But he did get McDonald's.
Oh, nothing surprises me from that guy anymore.
Must have been an error. I can't imagine him lying.
Right? I just don't like talking about him at all anymore.
Yeah. I liked what Jon Stewart had to say yesterday on his show, The Problem with Jon Stewart. He retweeted a quip. I can't say any of it. I'm going to talk like that the whole show. Acknowledging the existence of a two-tiered justice system. And I thought, what's a two-tiered justice system? I've never heard this before. Mm-hmm. And then I realized that he was talking about what happens to the rich in our country. So if Chuck or me were indicted, we'd be in jail, right, Chuck?
Right.
All right. We probably wouldn't have money to even post bail and have to stay there.
Right.
At least that's the situation I'd be in.
Right.
Right. And so what he said is he is in the tier where you get the platinum arraignment package. No cuffs, no mugshot, and you get all you can eat fingerprint ink. And no bail. No cuffs, no mugshot, no bail.
Right.
Why?
Right.
We would.
Right.
Well, why doesn't he?
Right.
Because he's a billionaire? A former president? I'm sorry. That doesn't wash for me.
Yeah, no.
He should go through the same thing everybody else does.
We have a process. Everyone should follow it.
Yes.
And for our conservative listeners, yes, even if Biden gets indicted, he should have to follow it too. I'm just saying.
Yes. Yes, totally.
Well, and there's the same thing like a speeding ticket. If you're we have to watch our speed because we don't want to get a speeding ticket because we can't afford it. Rich people can go as fast as they want because it's a $600 ticket. So what?
And then I like this one. This is a post from yesterday. He said that the indictment was a really big fundraising event for him, even greater in the polls. And it was all hoax initiated by the misfits, mutants, Marxists, and communists. Pretty sure who the misfits are. Right? Have you seen Lindsey Graham? All right. I'm pretty sure who the Marxists are and who the communists are. But who are the mutants?
They're the lizard people.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. You've heard about them, right? Yeah.
Heard of that.
Yeah.
Cool find. Moving on out of politics. Cool find an octagonal sword from the Bronze Age, buried in Germany, so well preserved that it still shines, taking on a slight green hue, which because of the copper and the bronze, and which makes it look even cooler. Though they unearthed this sword from the Bronze Age, 3,000 years old, discovered in the town of Nordlingen in Bavaria. It was found in the burial of a man, woman, and child that was uncovered. It appears that the trio were buried in quick succession, but it is unclear if they're related to one another, according to the statement from a local office in Bavaria. They say the sword is so well preserved, it still shines. According to the translated statement, the weapon has an ornate octagonal hilt crafted from bronze with the greenest hue because the metal oxidized. absolutely fabulous, beautiful sword from the 14th century. You can see pictures of it online today. I was looking at it on Yahoo, but I noticed it was also on Google if you want to check it out.
I want to see. You should post a link in the video afterwards.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Last one there was a couple cool stories here. The headline from this was former FBI and CIA agents are sharing what they can reveal without killing us. So if you belonged in a job with the government, these aren't as good as the headline made it sound, but there are some cool ones in here. One person posted, "My dad worked for the government, and he told me that anytime he had a meaningful interaction with someone who wasn't American, for example, going over to a friend's house for the Lunar New Year or going on vacation to Canada, he had to report it all, and if he saw anything suspicious, no matter where he went."
Oh, wow. Wow.
Another one posted, "My girlfriend worked for the National Reconnaissance Office after college. At the time, they were responsible for analyzing the nation's spy satellite photos. She told me there's a special garbage chute for classified materials. It's in the hall. And when you're new, as a hazing ritual, they tell you have to shout your badge number down the chute before throwing in anything."
I love that.
All right. Here's another one. Says, "My dad worked for the GCHQ in the UK in the 80s doing voice recognition. He can't say anything more for another decade about what he did in his job, but the way they can recognize you by Google today or Siri was being used back in the 80s.
Wow.
And that pretty surprising. All right. Not an FBI or a CIA officer. This one posted that my sister is a district attorney, and over the years, she's prosecuted a number of animal cruelty cases. Led her to have an ongoing partnership with the FBI for the last several years. Turns out the FBI started tracking animal abuse cases 10 to 15 years ago due to the incredibly high correlation between abusing animals when you're young and becoming a serial violent offender as an adult."
That makes sense, yeah.
It kind of does.
Yeah.
You have anger issues, there's a good chance you're probably going to carry them on, right?
I mean, that's kind of the trope, right? In all the movies and profile shows and documentaries and stuff, all the really bad people, they tend to do that. Yeah. Moving on. Here was another one. Last one here. It says, "My spouse is an FBI agent. One of the things they had to do at the FBI Academy was go to the Holocaust Memorial Museum in D.C. The lesson was, what can happen if you blindly follow orders without ever questioning the morality or intent behind them?" He said he found that pretty compelling and was glad to hear that's part of their training. And I would say yes to that. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. I know even in the military, if it's an unethical order or illegal order, you don't have to follow it. And you can still get prosecuted for following that order.
As we kill a couple minutes here before the top of the hour, when we are joined by Susanne Griepp. She's going to be talking about the new Tasty program to help feed kids this summer. As we get there, a little fun for Chuck.
Okay. I like fun.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I have them answered immediately.
All right, Chuck, average person wastes about 20 pounds of this each month. What is this?
Wastes about 20 pounds of this each month?
Yes.
I'm going to go with... That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Wow. I'm just going to say food in general. Food.
Yes, food. Okay. There you go. Good job.
I was trying to think of a specific food, but I couldn't think of a specific one that I waste that much of.
All right. This is a brain buster. Where is the only place in the world that Friday comes before Thursday? It's a trick question, Chuck.
Oh.
Where's the only place in the world that Friday comes before Thursday?
In the United States, because it's before it in the alphabet.
Yes, the dictionary. Look at that.
The dictionary. Okay. Yep.
Wow. All right. Let's see. I'm going to ask you a question. The answer is going to be two words, with each of the two words beginning with the same letter. So if I say Walt Disney's biggest star, you've played this before. I think Mickey Mouse would be your answer. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Home of the Colts and the Pacers.
Oh gosh.
This is a tough one. You're not a sports guy, are you?
Well, I am a Seahawks fan.
Doesn't count.
I'm an NFL fan, but Indianapolis, Indiana.
Yes.
Yes.
A popular brand of donut.
Krispy Kreme.
Something you mail only at the holidays.
Christmas card.
He's Deadpool.
Ryan Reynolds.
There you go. You played the double letter game.
Yay.
This is back to trivia. There are more than 33,000 of these around the world. You're doing it right now.
Radio morning shows?
There you go.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay, cool.
1 in 5 kids said if they were president, they would do what every day?
Eat candy.
I'll give you that. It's ice cream.
Oh, okay.
Which is like candy.
I mean, I like to eat ice cream every day.
Go ahead.
I like to eat ice cream every day. And I'm not even president. I don't, but I would like to.
All right. Spy the lie I'm going to tell you, Chuck. Most popular day for eating out in the United States is someone's own birthday. A United Parcel Service delivery person typically makes up to 300 pickups or deliveries a day. Mm-hmm. About 5% of men never use deodorant. Which one's the lie?
I'm going to go with the 5% of men because I think that number is higher.
You think it's higher that don't use deodorant?
I think it's higher than 5%.
That's right. It's us smelly guys at 25%.
Wow. I didn't think it was that high.
Yeah. I can't believe that a UPS driver makes up to 300 pickups and deliveries a day. That'd be a rough day.
Those guys hustle, man.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen an out of shape UPS driver? No.
No, they all are a little too skinny, aren't they?
No, a lot of them are like, ripped,
All right, 65 pounds per year. The Dutch are the biggest eaters of what?
Chocolate.
It's a candy.
Okay.
4 U.S. presidents have this in common: Lincoln, Garfield, McKinley, and Kennedy.
They were all assassinated?
I don't want to play applause for that.
They died in office? Yeah.
Yeah, do we have something? There we go. Which one's the fake town, Chuck? Sweet Lips, Tennessee, Dead Horse, Alaska, Sponge, Idaho, or Hot Coffee, Mississippi?
Well, I've been to Dead Horse.
Okay.
I like the name Hot Coffee. And I think Sweet Lips, Tennessee is a place. What was the fourth option?
Sponge, Idaho.
Oh, that sounds like an Idaho name. I'm going to go with Hot Coffee's fake.
Oh, you should have chose Sponge.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oops.
But
I almost did, but then I'm like, no, that sounds like that could be Idaho.
It sounds like exactly. There should be a town called Sponge, Idaho.
Right.
How dare you, sir?
What?
How dare you? No, how dare you? No, how dare you? How dare you? No, how dare you? You dare condemn me? How dare you? How dare me when how dare you? You big peepee head.
Yes.
How dare you?
Answer wrong and win, Chuck. And that's going to wrap us up, and we will go to break. First one, remember, wrong answer. Give me the name of a German auto manufacturer.
My dog.
Oregon is the part of what region of the U.S.?
Switzerland.
If your grandmother is an octogenarian, how old is she?
She has 8 arms.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
When you win an Olympic sport, they give you what?
Cereal.
Spanking. All right, when we come back, we'll have lots of goodies for you. At some point, we'll roll out our local birthdays all the way through the weekend. We'll deliver you the oddest news you can hear today. And, of course, we'll come right back with an interview with Susanne Griepp talking about the Tasty program as we help feed kids that need some help right here in the Chewelah area.
We'll be right back.
There you go. It's KCHW 102.7.
Listening to Northern Lights Public Radio on 102.7 KCHW, Chewelah Valley, Deer Park.
You're listening to 102.7 KCHW, Chewelah.
It's 8:04.
Your KCHW morning show is made possible by donations from Chewelah Flooring.
Chewelah Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chewelah Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Del Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at ChewelahFlooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at ChewelahFlooring@gmail.com.
Your KCHW morning show made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
This is KCHW, Chewelah, 102.7 FM.
The Public News Service Daily Newscast, June the 16th, 2023. I'm Mike Clifford. First to Maine, where lawmakers are considering legislation to improve the wages and working conditions of thousands of farm workers.
Current law requires farm workers be paid at least the federal minimum wage of $7.25 an hour, but they are not eligible to be paid overtime. Andy O'Brien of the Maine AFL-CIO says the bill would ensure that farm workers are considered state employees, making them eligible for the state's minimum wage of $13.80.
Farm workers work extremely hard. I used to blueberry rake, and it's backbreaking labor, and there's no reason why they don't deserve the same rights of other workers.
The Labor and Housing Committee has advanced the bill, but some farmers have said increased wages and overtime protections could force them to cut workers' hours. I'm Catherine Carley reporting.
Only 14 states currently allow farm workers to unionize. Tribal advocates are cheering a U.S. Supreme Court decision that allows a landmark law to stand that deals with child welfare cases. It follows a tense period of worry and planning in states like North Dakota.
In a 7-2 ruling, the court upheld the Indian Child Welfare Act, which was adopted in 1978 to address the widespread issue of Native children being placed in non-Native homes for foster care or adoption. The law emphasizes keeping these children within their tribal communities to maintain their cultural well-being. State Representative Jamie Davis led the recent push for North Dakota to adopt its own protections in case the federal law was overturned.
It's just really great to see, something so positive come out of the Supreme Court regarding our Indian children. It's the Indian Child Welfare Act, but the big underlying issue on this was our sovereignty as well.
This past session, the North Dakota legislature joined several other states in adopting versions that kept the essence of the federal act in place. The group North Dakota Native Vote issued a statement calling the outcome a win for the future of tribal nations. Plaintiffs in the case argued the law was unconstitutional because they felt it was discriminatory toward non-natives. As for tribal sovereignty, Aaron Doherty Lynch of the Native American Rights Fund says the ruling is pretty clear in affirming precedents dealing with long-standing federal Indian laws. I'm Mike Moen.
Now from CNN, at least 15 people dead after a truck collided with a bus carrying senior citizens in a rural portion of Canada's Manitoba province. CNN reports the semi-trailer was headed east on Highway 1, while the bus carrying the seniors was headed south on Highway 5, that near Carberry, Manitoba, when the collision occurred. The bus was struck by the semi-trailer as it crossed the eastbound lanes. This is Public News Service. Now to Georgia, where nearly 370,000 acres of salt marshes are in danger, that due to rising sea levels and levels of development that conservation groups say are unsustainable. Our Shantia Hudson reports an effort is underway across the southeast to try to save them.
The South Atlantic Salt Marsh Initiative has released a new plan to preserve 1 million acres of salt marsh from North Carolina to east central Florida, an area nearly the size of the Grand Canyon. Courtney Reich with the Georgia Conservancy says this initiative will be key in fighting climate change, along with maintaining historical sites and the economy.
It also is one of the most important landscapes for sequestering carbon, and that's obviously very important for mitigating climate change in the future. It's an important place for those of us that live in and around or visit the marsh.
Research indicates that the marshes provide an estimated protective value of over $7,000 per acre annually from storm surge and flooding alone. Shantia Hudson reporting.
According to the National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration, 14 to 34% of existing salt marshes along the South Atlantic could be lost by 2060. Meantime, our Eric Tiggetoff lets us know the management plan for a coastal Oregon estuary is getting its first update in 4 decades.
The public can comment on the draft of the Yaquina Bay Estuary Management Plan released this week. Lisa Phipps is the Oregon Coastal Program Manager with the Ocean Coastal Services Division. She says the bay is a natural extension of the community.
It's just a really special place, and it brings a lot to the community from an economic perspective, from a recreational perspective, from an aesthetic perspective.
The plan was developed with an array of partners, including Lincoln County, the nearby cities of Newport and Toledo, and the Confederated Tribes of the Siletz Indians.
Finally, Alex Gonzalez reports this is Community Health Improvement Week. One Utah family care physician wants people to use that time to think about the effects that stress may be having on their mental and their physical health.
Medical Director for Optum in Utah, Dr. Christopher Valentine, says stress in the short term is an important response, a signal to the body that something isn't right. But chronic stress over time can affect the heart and manifest itself in other ways, from back pain and digestive issues to fatigue, depression, and trouble sleeping. He says the first step is recognizing the source of the stress.
The American Heart Association has laid out 3 simple tips to manage stress. They're online at heart.org. This is Mike Clifford for Public News Service, member and listener supported. Hear us on interesting radio stations, your favorite podcast platform. Find our trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
Good morning. Welcome back to the KCHW Morning Show. Chuck Ritchie, Scott Allen, and Susanne Griepp here today to tell us about the Tasty program. Good morning,
Good
Susan.
morning.
How you doing?
Pretty good.
Good. Oh, hold on just a second. Let me get this.
Hi, Suzanne. It's been a while since we've spoke.
Yeah. How are you doing?
Doing good.
Good.
I don't know if you listen a lot, but we still have you on the radio all the time.
Oh, wow.
We do.
That's funny.
All right, and for people that don't know, here's one of them.
Okay. This is KCHW, Chihuahua, 102.7 FM.
Ooh, that sounds
See?
fantastic.
Oh, wow.
I've actually been meaning to message you to see if you want to come in and do some more voice work.
Cool.
Yeah.
I would.
You have a beautiful voice.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I used to be a singer.
All right, Susan, tell us a little bit about what you've been doing to gear up for the Tasty program. Maybe start off with how you got involved in this.
Yeah.
You know, I really don't remember. I just heard about it, and I worked at Valley School in the Valley School District at the time that I heard about it. And knowing what I saw in the lunchroom sometimes, like on Fridays, watching kids sort of take their chocolate milk, not drink it that day, but take it and put it in their locker because they were planning to take it home, knowing, over the weekend, they wouldn't get maybe regular meals.
Wow.
So that kind of thing was happening. And when I heard about the program, I knew it had value in this community. And so, I started going to meetings. And that was, I think, 8 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So tell us a little bit about some of the numbers, the number of kids that you help every year, and some of the expected numbers that you're looking for.
Yeah. Yeah, in its first year, the Tasty program served 25 children from 16 families. But then it has steadily grown each year. We're starting our 9th year now. And last year, in 2022, 163 kids were served from 59 families. And we're shooting for 175 this year. I'm sure everybody knows when they go to the grocery store now. It's a lot more for 1 or 2 bags of groceries than it was just a year ago.
It really is.
So we're anticipating and actually hoping that we're able to serve more kids this year.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So where do these funds come from? I'm curious.
A variety of sources. Our leader family, Chuck and Sherry Vokun. Chuck is very adept at applying for grants, and we did just get an Innovia grant for I don't know what year in a row, thank goodness, because each of our disbursements of food when we buy upwards of $4,000 to feed as many, serve as many kids and families as I just said last year, for example. So that it takes a lot every year, and we only have one main fundraiser, which we're getting ready for right now. That is happening on June 22nd at Quartzsite Brewery. We're really thankful to Jake and Patrick for hosting us there each year that we've done this. And it's a fun event. It goes on from 3 to 7 p.m. And we have interesting items that are available as part of our silent auction. And so we raise money that way. And then we also ask various businesses, like almost any other service group does in the community, for donations. We're also hoping, we couldn't get it together quick enough this year, but we're hoping to create a sustaining sponsorship so that people who want to donate to our program throughout the year can do that, or maybe just in the months that the program is operational. We don't know yet. We haven't put it all together, but we're hoping to do that so that when we start, some of us aren't as nervous about the fact that how are we going to continue to fund each distribution when we don't have quite the right amount in our bank account at the outset.
So do you have it set up so people can donate monthly, like on an auto pay sort of basis where you can...
That I don't know. I do know that you can send your donations in the form of a check to Tasty Program, P.O. Box 378, and that's Chewelah 99109. And if people want to donate a significant amount in the hopes that they can get a tax deduction, the overseeing organization is CFRG, which is Chewelah... what is it called? Anyway, it's our overseeing group. And
is that the Faith Resources Group?
Yeah, there you go. Thanks, Scott.
Yes,
thank you, Scott.
Yes, it is the Chewelah Faith Resources Group, and they are a 501c3. And then, so if people want to write their check to that group, CFRG, then they can put in the memo line that it's for the Tasty program.
Okay. And are there physical locations people can come and drop off donations around town?
That is something we should develop, actually. That's a good idea.
Well, I'll tell anybody listening, if they want to make a donation and they don't have the post office box, they can come here and we'll either give them the address or we'll go ahead and take that donation and get it to you.
Oh, great.
So
Great. Thank you.
If somebody's here, or we can put it, there's a drop box outside, they can put it in the drop box and we'll make sure it gets to you.
Yeah. Excellent. Thank you, Chuck.
No problem.
Yeah.
All right. Can you explain? I know you guys have a relationship with the farmers market. How does that work?
We do. We have a voucher program so that in each distribution, our distributions happen every 2 weeks throughout the summer. We have 5 of them. In their food box, each family gets a voucher, each child. And it's a $5 voucher so that they can go to the farmers market and pick what type of fruit or vegetable or, something that they want to purchase at the farmer's market.
That's one of my favorite things there is going and seeing all the There's a couple of the booths there that have just the most amazing spread of veggies.
Oh yeah.
I love it. So if somebody say somebody goes to pick up this box, what would you expect to have in this box of food?
Oh boy,
what kind of items?
It's usually foods that are either breakfast or lunch foods, like they would be getting at school, except that during summer months they're not in school.
Mm-hmm.
So it's often they get eggs, milk, peanut butter. Some distributions will focus on making a pizza, so there'll be a pizza crust and sauce, and mozzarella cheese. We often have snack foods like boxes of raisins, juice, yogurt. That we really focus on nutritional type foods.
Well, I know you said the pizza. When my kids were younger, that was an activity too. You know, that wasn't just food. It was about doing something as a family and activity, and I think that's cool.
It's fun. Yeah.
So it's about an equal balance of perishable items, shelf-stable items, that sort of thing.
Yes, because we do have vegetables and fruits as well as butter, some of the dairy things. We're also very attentive to, and it's on our application. If you have a food sensitivity or somebody has allergies in your family, let us know.
Okay.
And then we make accommodations for that.
Now then, these boxes, is it per family or per child within the family?
It's based on how many children are in the families. Okay. Yes.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Where do you guys put this all together at, each day or each week?
We load up at Safeway.
Nice.
Early in the morning. And Safeway's been great in terms of giving us a discount, but then also they're very helpful in helping us load.
Yeah.
They bring out the pallets. Anyway, and then we drive to the senior center right behind the food bank, and that's where we have tables set up. And our volunteer crew, I would estimate at any given point in time, is probably 8 of us, and we set up those tables and then boxes, that we've saved. And so then we have to count out our food to make sure that we got the order that we ordered.
Right.
And then we have them all arranged, larger families in one section and just regular size in the other. And it takes us quite a while, but we've kind of got a system down. And then we have 2 distribution times for families. It used to be that it was only during the lunch hour. But many families are working and they can't get there at that time. So we also have an evening distribution from 5 to 6. And we do this, it's usually a Monday. And we all call and text reminders out to our families so that they're ready and remember. And that's how it goes.
And we've been talking about this for 2-3 weeks for you. Mm-hmm. Do you see a big influx of kind of like last minute applications after school gets out?
Yes. I mean, we do it, towards the end of the school year through the offices at the schools, but then also our applications are available at 6 different locations. Obviously, they're available at Chewelah Guest Elementary School, the Chewelah Food Bank, Valley Schools, including the ECAP program. We've extended to include children who are preschool through 12th grade, okay? And then the applications are also available at the Valley Food Bank, Summit Valley School, and the Addie Food Bank.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's where applications are. But you're right in that sometimes there is an influx. A family will find out, after school's out, like, oh gosh, they'll hear about the program, let's say. And if they're users of the food bank, they'll see an application there, for example, or we'll hear about it from someone else. And so, we get an influx, and then we just look at those applications. If they qualify for free and reduced lunches, that's usually kind of a basic criteria that we look at. I don't think we've ever turned someone down just because they're later in applying for the program. It usually increases over the course of the summer.
And is there anywhere these applications available electronically online anywhere?
That I do not know and need to find out because, it would be nice for that to be available. Okay. We don't have a website, or something like that. But if we could figure that out, it would be excellent.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything we missed asking you that you'd like to get out to folks?
No, just a reminder that the fundraiser is upcoming, and it's a fun event, and we often have interesting things in that silent auction. This year we're doing it a little bit differently. People can buy tickets for most items, and each ticket is $1, except that you can get 25 tickets for $20. And it's a fun time. Anyway, it'll be on the 22nd, as I say, at Quartzsite Brewery from 3 to 7.
So you bid by your tickets? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you put them in a little receptacle, that's right by the item.
Yeah.
And, you put your tickets in there. And there are often items like, a day's skiing up at 49 degrees north, jewelry, artwork, household items, all kinds of things, a wide variety. It's different each year.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
Very cool.
What kind of an annual budget do you guys need to raise to keep the program going? I'm curious.
I would say around $50,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That.
We have, like I say, each, and especially this year, I'm imagining since we'll have more children served, each distribution is 4,000 or more. So, and we do.
It
5
adds
of
up
them.
quickly, right?
Yeah. And then we do.
And if people know what it's like going to the grocery store, you go in and you come out with a couple bags and it's $75, $100, and you're like, wow.
Yeah. How did that happen? Yeah. That's the way it is. And this program tries to focus on really high nutrition. So, peanut butter isn't cheap.
Right.
Dairy products are not cheap.
Nothing's cheap right now.
No.
Nothing.
No. Bread. So, they're the basics, and vegetables, all of it. So, yeah, it's a significant output each time.
Now, is there a way, so say I have I know there's another program working on this. Is there a way, say I have a home garden, is there a way and I have more stuff, I'm growing more stuff than I can eat, will you guys accept that?
That's an excellent question.
Okay.
I know that the food bank does.
Right.
So, sometimes we kind of, I know that Chuck and Sherry work also with the Chewelah Food Bank. So I will present that idea to them because, I've done that when we've had, just a bumper crop of tomatoes or whatever.
Right.
I've taken down to the food bank. So, yeah, that is definitely a good idea to consider. I'm going to have to take notes.
Or even store-bought items like groceries. Is there a way to donate, to purchase food or do that sort of thing?
Yeah. I don't know that, but that is a good idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you guys get any governmental help with this program? I mean, you were talking about grants, and I realize that foundations and stuff. But is there any government funding that helps you guys do this in the summertime?
Not that I know of, Scott, but
Okay.
Chuck would be the person to know that specifically.
Okay.
We do get financial assistance from Providence,
Okay.
from organizations like that, but government, I don't think we get funding through the government. Not that I'm aware of.
That's great to hear that local businesses and nonprofits are stepping up to help. That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm sure they're well aware of the need.
Yeah.
And it's not shrinking. The need is unfortunately growing. So it would be nice if we could stem that. But in the meantime, in the immediate, we want to make sure that kids have access to healthy foods over summer.
Right. Very cool.
Now, you talked about having a crew of 8. Do you need more? I mean, many hands make light work. Do you need more volunteers, just summer vacations for people, that kind of stuff?
Yes, it would be nice because sometimes people are gone over summer vacations, meaning our volunteers, and so we have to find people to step in. And a lot of us that are involved are older. So, yes, we do welcome volunteers. And so if someone wants to volunteer or contact someone, they could contact Sherry Vokoon at 509-936-5818 and inquire.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to roll out your address here one more time too. Now, if you need to mail in an application that you've picked up from one of the locations we announced earlier, or if you have a financial donation you'd like to mail in, you send it to Tasty, Tasty, PO Box 378 here in Chewelah, and of course the zip code 99109. In case we get listeners from all over the country with this Facebook and YouTube, and we would be happy to have your funds here in Chewelah as well. Once again, Tasty, PO Box 378, Chewelah, 99109. Volunteer, more information, 509-936-5818. And I want to get back to those locations where you can pick up those applications if you're feeling like you're going to need one for the family this summer. Chewelah Guest Elementary School, Chewelah Food Bank, Valley Schools, Valley Food Bank, Summit Valley School, and the Addie Food Bank. Did I miss anything there, Suzanne?
Nope, you've got it, Scott.
No, and we run all this information during our news hour at 12:30 and 5:30 as well.
Excellent. We certainly appreciate it.
I have a pre-recorded thing I've been running every day during the news, and I'll run it all through the month of June.
Good. Oh, that's wonderful.
Maybe I might run it all summer. So,
yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. All right. I want to roll out some applause for all the people that are helping you, and for you, Suzanne. Big round of applause for everybody making the Tasty program happen this year in the city of Chewelah. There you go.
Thank you.
All right. We'll cut you loose, Susan, if there isn't anything else.
Nope, that's great. I really appreciate this time, and I know everybody in the Tasty program does.
All right. Yeah. Well, I appreciate you popping in and sharing with us. There you go.
Thanks so much.
Susanne Griepp, there you go.
Thank you.
It's KCHW 102.7. Scott and Chuck helping you on your Friday. And Chuck, if I can get you to locate that calendar so we can do local birthdays, I'll go ahead and roll out our celebrity birthdays as we go into the weekend. Today it's Joan Van Ark, golfer Phil Mickelson, 53. Joan Van Ark is 80. I should have thrown that in there. Lori Metcalf from Roseanne and the Connors is 68. Eddie Seabaran from Third to Watch is 50. Daniel Bruhl from Captain America, 45. And Broadway actress Allie Stoker is 36. You got some local birthdays, Chuck. I want to hear Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
We do. We have quite a few for today. We have Haas Murray. Haas, I love that name. That's such a great name. Kira Raincourt, Allison Markle, and Nessa and Giri Young are having an anniversary today. We don't have anybody on our calendar for the 17th. But we have quite a few for Sunday. That's the 18th. That's also Father's Day, by the way. We have Avery Arnold, Megan George, Ruth Anna Frizzell, and Robert Nine. Nine or Neen? I hope I'm pronouncing one of those correctly. Nine. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
All right. And Monday?
Oh, Monday. We're doing Monday, too. We have Tyler Hentages. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And Clint Hentages.
All right.
Hentages? Okay.
I'm guessing maybe some twins there.
Right. That's cool.
All right. You know them, you love them, you see them around town, point and laugh at them. Tell them we were talking about them on the radio, but don't tell them what we say.
Right. Tell them it was all good.
Yes. All right. Moving on to It Happened Today. A little history for your Friday. The George A. Hormel Company was founded in Austin, Minnesota. It was 1891. Then in 1937, they introduced Spam.
Woohoo.
Right. 1903, Ford Motor Company was incorporated. Also, 1903, a U.S. patent was issued for the soft drink formula called Pepsi-Cola. On the same day, a U.S. patent was issued for chicken goggles designed to protect chickens from being pecked in the eyes.
Oh, I thought that was a delicious product.
What, chicken goggles?
Yeah, edible goggles. Made out of
chicken and Pepsi. All right, let's see. In 1929, Otto E. Funk arrived in San Francisco to become the first person to walk across the U.S. while playing a violin. 4,165 miles in 183 days. Wow. All right, let's see. Mr. Otto, could you play your violin better? All right, 1967, three-day Monterey International Pop Music Festival, which catapulted Jimi Hendrix, The Who, and Janis Joplin to stardom, opened in Northern California, I can't talk for nothing, California, in the year 1967.
Who are those people?
I
hope they did well.
I hope they
Actually,
did
most of them didn't. Yeah. Well,
1978, Space Invaders, first demonstrated by was it Taito Corporation in Tokyo? But that was a big deal for us kids. Space Invaders.
You know, I want to say so. There's a thing that I found last night. Atari is now putting out new video games for the original Atari system.
Really?
Yes.
For all those collectors out there.
No, they're completely new, updated games for the Atari system with new graphics. They're pushing to see what they can do with the old systems. And this was the test game. It's based on Running Man, which was one of the first Atari games, and it has updated graphics that are really cool. It really looks like a fun game, and but they're not creating new consoles.
Wow.
Yeah. So
very strange. So it's going to create some kind of weird demand.
Yeah. I'm assuming they're probably going to wait until the demand is way high and then release the an updated version of the original console. That's my guess.
If you're watching online, you can see the excitement in Chuck's face.
Oh, no, no, trust me. I'm excited. This is exciting news. And the new graphics look awesome. They're all neon. The whole game looks like neon lights, but they're trying to see what the original systems are capable of. And they're pushing what the original systems can actually do.
Oh, wow.
Which is cool.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for that update. Sorry.
These people are nuts!
Have I mentioned I'm a nerd?
No, you didn't have to.
No, I don't. Generally not. I think people get it.
1987, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar signed a 2-year contract with the Los Angeles Lakers for $5 million, making him the highest-paid player in any sport at the time. Mm-hmm. On to 1998, 40-year-old Florida woman gave birth to a son in the first ever live birth on the internet. We didn't need to see that.
What?
2011, New York Representative Anthony Weiner announced his resignation from Congress. We all know why.
Yeah.
All right. And in 2013, Pope Francis blessed thousands of Harley Davidsons and their riders in Vatican Square. The riders were celebrating the company's 110th anniversary with a parade. And let's move on to special events for this Friday. Chuck Ritchie.
I'm guessing that was a really loud parade. So it's an appropriate day, being Friday, with a Friday market happening in the city park. It is Fresh Veggies Day.
Ooh.
Yeah, it is Flip Flop Day. I guess that goes for the shoes or decision making. It is Fudge Day, Vinegar Day, Recess at Work Day. That's every day in my job, Scott.
Yeah.
World Sea Turtle Day, Ugliest Dog Day, National Day of Prayer for Law Enforcement Officers, and this one's really cool, Captain Picard Day, celebrated on June 16th because it is the equivalent to the star date of 47457.1 mentioned in Star Trek Next Generation episode titled The Pegasus.
Wow, that makes me say,
shut up, Wesley.
Okay, so speaking of being a nerd and Star Trek, did you catch the new episode of Strange New Worlds last night?
I did not. I noticed today on the news, I was like, oh, that's right. The new season started last night, and I missed it.
It was phenomenal. I was actually emotional when Carol Kane came on, and that's all I'm going to say.
Oh, really?
Carol Kane is a new character that I'm hoping stays on, and she's phenomenal.
Okay. Yep. Who's playing that character?
No, the actress, Carol Kane.
Oh, okay.
Is playing a character.
All right. Yeah, I thought I might have missed something.
No. A fantastic character.
All right.
Then do you want to go on to the weekend?
We're running late on time because of our anniversary. Let's skip ahead and do a little bit of entertainment. We got some new movies coming to the theaters this weekend. First one I have is called The Blackening. Mm-hmm. And let's see what this one is. 7 black friends go away for the weekend and end up trapped in a cabin with a killer who has a vendetta. Will their street smarts and knowledge of horror movies help them stay alive? And then it says, probably not. All right, next one up, Pixar's Elemental. Have you checked that one out, Chuck?
I have. I saw a preview for it the other day. This follows Ember and Wade in a city where fire, water, land, and air residents all live together. And then from the trailer I saw, it looks like each element has its own area and they don't like intermingle, and it's sort of a Romeo and Juliet, like water and fire, fall in love with each other and start intermingling. Yeah.
All right. Next one happening this weekend. Of course, everybody's been waiting for this. The movie that almost wasn't. It's The Flash. Barry Allen uses his super speed to change the past, but his attempt to save his family creates a world without superheroes, forcing him to race for his life in order to save the future. You've got Ezra Miller on this, and of course, because of, I guess, his antics, they almost didn't release this movie because he was getting so much bad press. Mm-hmm. But they did an intervention, and he got to go out and do his, I guess, what do they call that, preview where they show up at different locations and theaters as they get the movie started and things back on track. So we waited an extra year, but The Flash is finally here. Seems like it took an extra long time for that guy, though.
Everybody deserves a second chance. But the important thing about this movie is for the first time since the 90s, we have the real Batman back.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Keaton.
Michael Keaton making an appearance in this, the original Batman from the movies.
Who is he?
Huh?
He's Batman.
I'm Batman. He actually wasn't being the original because there was a Batman movie from the original series in the 60s. After it was canceled, they came back with a 2-hour movie. So there you go.
The old Burt Ward and oh goodness, I'm drawing
Adam
a blank.
West.
Adam West.
Adam West.
Yep,
That's right. In fact, I thought maybe not. Oh, I do have something coming. Here we go.
Surrender, you criminals! Trapped like flies.
Robin, prepare to rehydrate.
That's what I forgot to do yesterday out in the sun. I forgot to rehydrate. All right. Next movie we had on the list for this weekend, Asteroid City. Can you tell us about that, Chuck?
Yeah, this is the itinerary of a junior stargazer convention is spectacularly disrupted by world-changing events. And that's all it says. Ooh, must be a mystery. But it has Tom Hanks and what was it? Jason Schwartzman, Scarlett Johansson, and Tom Hanks, and is directed and written by Wes Anderson. So it's a Wes Anderson movie. All right. I could have just led with it's a Wes Anderson movie, and then that would have been enough.
Yeah. All right, another one opening up this weekend and on video on demand, Maggie Moore's. Police Chief Sanders John Hamm investigates the bizarre murders of 2 women with the same name and unravels a web of small-town lies. He meets and quickly falls for Rita, Tina Fey, a nosy neighbor who's eager to help solve the mystery. That one, video on demand and in theaters. On Netflix, Extraction 2. I didn't see the first one.
I didn't either.
I thought they were B action movies, but okay. Extraction 2.
It's a B+.
Must have did better.
We'll call it a B+.
Yeah. All right. And then on Disney Plus, something about Stan Lee. Have you heard about this one?
No, I haven't, but I'm about to.
100 Years of Dreaming, 100 Years of Creating, 100 Years of Stan Lee. That's right. It's a documentary on Marvel's most famous character. And that's one thing since he passed that I really miss is all the cameos in the Marvel movies. I'm curious how they're going to continue to pay homage to Stan in the new ones. Have you caught anything on that, Chuck?
Well, actually, I was going to say that. You know what he did is he filmed hours of cameos. Just raw, sort of generic cameos that they can insert into movies in the future. And that's their plan is they're going to continue to keep putting in his little bits. He just did random, little fun sound bites and fun sayings and dressed in costumes. And the plan is to keep using those little bits and sort of repurposing the ones from past movies.
All right.
My understanding, anyway. Is that what
there you go. America loves superheroes, and here at KCHW, we wrap up the show with Super Zeros.
Slap some bacon on a biscuit and let's go. We're burning daylight.
It's the world of strange. A world gone wacky.
Out here, due process is a bullet.
And some of the scariest people on the planet.
I think you're bluffing. Be afraid.
You know, you look mighty pretty when you get mad.
It's your odd news on KCHW.
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
I will have to say, going back to superhero movies, we saw the new Spider-Man multiverse movie the other night, 2 nights ago.
Yes.
The animated one. Phenomenal. The animation is breathtaking. It's absolutely gorgeous.
All right, so it's a new Spider-Man movie, but it's animated.
Yeah, it's the sequel to the original multiverse movie. I don't remember the name of it, but very, very good.
You are a nerd.
I'm a total nerd. I'm an animation fan too, and it's just the quality of the animation in that movie is just it's next level. It's amazing.
Wow.
Hail to the king, baby.
Right.
How about some news attack stories where the first part's true and the second statement is a bad joke?
Yes. A motorcyclist in the UK was clocked by radar doing 157 miles an hour. The radar, he tested negative for drugs and alcohol, but police say he was taking a lot of aspirin for headache from the bugs that were slamming into his face.
I couldn't imagine that getting hit by a bee at 157. Ow.
Imagine a big fat bumblebee or something in the eye.
All right. World population may reach 11 billion by 2100. Well, it's good to know we'll never run out of reality TV contestants because they're coming like crazy, aren't they? 2100.
11 billion. I remember when I was a kid, it was what, 3 or 4 billion, and now we're already at 7 or 8.
Yes, 7.
But the millennials aren't having kids. I wonder if the next generation is going to keep.
It could slow down. We're going to have to do something,
right?
Or start building more skyscrapers,
right? Well, and that's just in the United States. So maybe other countries are, with more people are having more kids. Crazy.
No, world population may reach 11 billion by 2100. Wow. All right. Next one, Chuck.
After Donald Trump's arraignment, he stopped at a popular Miami restaurant and promised supporters he was buying food for everyone, but he never paid. Yeah, in addition to everything else, he'll now be charged with dine and dash. I mean, isn't that technically what that is? I mean, when you agree to pay and then you leave, you're that's a crime. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Black bear was captured and relocated after being seen wandering the grounds of Tampa International Airport. I guess we know how they're always out of honey roasted peanuts on the Tampa flights now. Giving them to the bears.
According to a study, fish can actually recognize you. Oh, look, my human's back from the mailbox, and it looks like he's still in his PJs.
Another study says the Mediterranean diet is the overall most effective and safest. I'm still trying to find the diet that has honey buns on its safe list.
Add hot dogs and Spam, and you got me.
Okay.
No. So Father's Day is Sunday. Have you got your tree up yet, Scott?
No, but most dads will climb one. Another study finds that kitchen sponges are loaded with bacteria. We covered this last week. Second only to the level found in your kids' laundry baskets.
Ouch. True. I'm not going to deny that one.
Yeah. You know your kids are messy when you have to go into the laundry basket with tongs.
Right. When you have to wear a face mask to walk by their room.
Here we go. Wacky but true. We don't add anything to these stories, but maybe a movie clip to just help intensify it. Chuck, do you want to start again?
Sure. Soon after a flight attendant's 5-year romance with another flight attendant went south, her ex-boyfriend booked a trip from Buenos Aires to Miami for another woman. He was working on the same flight, and the two would spend some time in Florida together. But they didn't get very far after his jealous ex got wind of the rendezvous and called in a bomb threat to stop it. Wow. Wow. She said with a distorted voice, "Tell the little captain that we put 3 bombs on the Miami flight. Check the airplane because it's going to blow up in 1,000 pieces." Wow. The revenge hoax led Aerolíneas Argentinas. Oh, Aerolíneas. Okay, Argentinas to evacuate the crew and 270 passengers just before takeoff. To make matters worse, the jealous flight attendant used her daughter's phone to make the call. She faces up to 6 years in prison.
Wow.
Was it worth it, Jan? Was it worth it?
Let's ask her. Was it worth it?
I'm through with all of you. I'll get even. Just wait. You'll be sorry. You fools. You idiots.
Yeah, that's her.
Wow.
All right. Someone thought they spotted a dead body in a bag in the woods in Harris County, Texas, but responding officers found that it was, in fact...
Just get one of those inflatable women. But make sure it's a woman, though. This one time
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Your turn, Chuck. Keep going. Keep going.
Sorry. That was... Black bear was safely captured and relocated after being seen wandering the grounds of a Tampa International Airport. The airport said the bear was relocated to Wildlife Preserve elsewhere in the state.
Oh, yeah, and what did he have to say?
Listen up, you little spazoids! I know where you live and I've seen where you sleep.
Oh, apparently it was a girl bear.
He was going after those peanuts, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I couldn't decide that to play for the first lady that called in the bomb threat because I thought it'd work for her too.
Listen up, you little spazoids! I know where you live and I've seen where you sleep.
Yeah.
See, it works for both. All right. I think we're on to Kentucky, where a man was arrested and charged with theft after stealing 2 trees from a home. 2 trees.
From the yard?
Yes.
Did he dig them up or cut them down?
I'm not sure. I couldn't decide for sound effects for this either.
Entire Midwest. Now you ain't gonna find no better tree than this here tree.
This here tree is built to last. Ain't no needles coming off this here tree. It's a good tree. No needles falling off it at all. It's a good tree.
In Florida, a man's behind bars after stealing a watch.
Oh, no. I know why the Kentucky man was arrested and charged with stealing the 2 trees.
Okay.
It's because he was hearing these voices in his head.
You must cut down the mightiest tree in the forest with a herring.
Okay, now you can go, Chuck.
A Florida man is behind bars after stealing a watch from a jewelry store while drinking a Smirnoff Ice pink lemonade, then dancing out of the store. The suspect proceeded to go to Walmart in Port St. Lucie, where he stole a 12-pack of Michelob Ultra Pure Gold, Armor All, and Sharpie markers.
Oh. Who would steal a 12-pack of Michelob Ultra Pure Gold?
Who would get caught on camera drinking a Smirnoff Pink Ice lemonade?
Yeah!
How dare you, sir? How dare you? No, how dare you? No, how dare you? How dare you? No, how dare you? You dare condemn me? How dare you? How dare me when I how dare you? You big peepee head.
Yes. All right, last one from Vietnam. A couple of guys held up a small restaurant. Passerby noticed the robbery in progress and alerted a nearby police officer. When the robbers spotted the cop, they retreated to the nearest door. Unfortunately, that door was not an exit. Was the door opened directly into the restaurant's walk-in freezer?
Wow.
Surrender, you criminals! Trapped like flies.
Robin, prepare to rehydrate.
That's my tip for this weekend. Everyone, remember to rehydrate.
You know, I don't know why, but getting trapped in a walk-in freezer has always been like a phobia of mine.
I used to actually have a restaurant, so you're in there at all hours of the day. I was always scared to go in the walk-in freezer.
I think there was an episode of Three's Company when I was a kid where they got trapped in the freezer. And from that moment on, that was like a fear of mine, was getting trapped in there.
You have weird phobias because being trapped in a freezer with 2 women is not scary to most guys, Chuck.
I get cold easy, Scott. So Scott, do you have any big plans for Father's Day?
I have no plans yet, but I'm sure I'll get surprised by something.
Nice. I just want to wish everybody out there a happy Father's Day.
Yes, happy Father's Day, all dads.
Right.
All right. Hope you don't get a tie.
You know what I'm doing for Father's Day? I'm going to be filming with a friend or helping film a music video with the Spokane Roller Derby team.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and then we're
very
going to go.
Cool.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Wow.
Wow! All I can say is wow!
All right, have a happy Father's Day and a great weekend. Keep on listening to Northern Lights Public Radio. KCHW 102.7. I'm Scott.
I'm Chuck. Have a good weekend, everybody.
Yay!